The holidays are approaching, so I thought it would be fitting to make a video on exactly what to do after having a cheat day or a cheat meal to be able to keep losing weight. Because let's be honest, no one is going to stick to their diet entirely if they are trying to lose weight but still want to enjoy themselves. You're around family, you're around friends, and some of us may even be taking vacations during this holiday season. So I thought this could be helpful. So a cheat meal can be considered as a meal or a way of eating that is different from your usual diet or any type of eating or lifestyle that you have. Usually when people define cheat days, they usually differentiate it by having something that is not so good for you versus something that is very good for you. So for example, if you were not having a cheat day or a cheat meal, you would eat whole food, or you would be in the means of a diet if you're following a special diet plan like keto. And if you are having a cheat day or a cheat meal, you would do something like eat a lot more processed foods, oils, and ingredients. It is normal for us to go through these cycles just because of our social setting, but what actually happens when we have a cheat day or a cheat meal? So there's a difference between gaining water weight and being bloated because of some things that you eat, and then actually gaining fat back onto your body. When you have a cheat meal or cheat days, if you step on the scale, you are most likely going to weigh more than you did before you had that cheat meal. And this is because usually cheat meals, they have higher amounts of sugar, usually high amounts of carbs or processed ingredients. And because of this, you are going to naturally retain more water. So if you gain about 10 pounds in just a single day, that's not necessarily fat on your body, it is just water weight. But the good thing about water weight is it is just as easy to put on as it is to take off. So don't be worried about that if you do have a cheat meal. Another thing that happens when we have a cheat meal, assuming that you are eating more processed ingredients and more sugar and processed sugar, is that eating these things can affect your hormones, which could also lead to water retention or water weight gain on the scale. But in addition to that, having cheat meals that are highly processed or that can affect your hormones in this manner can allow you to feel worse about yourself. Your blood sugar levels may be off. Usually when we eat higher processed ingredients, sugar, and carbs, our insulin levels and our blood sugar levels raise, and we have a dramatic crash after that. So not only will we gain water weight, but we will also emotionally probably feel bad about ourselves because we had a cheat meal. And on top of that, we're going to continuously crave the things that we had previously. This means to actually gain fat on your body, you have to be eating an excess of 3,500 calories every single day on top of your maintenance calories. So if you're eating 2,000 calories a day to be able to maintain your weight, you would have to be eating at least 5,000 to 6,000 calories every single day. I think one of the main problems with weight loss is that a lot of people weigh themselves and then they think they're doing good, they're dieting, they're exercising, they're trying to get in 10,000 steps a day or at least a lot of activity a day, and then they see results but they don't actually see the number on the scale change. And I believe that, you know, the scale lies to you. I've said this before in a previous video of mine that you shouldn't really weigh yourself every single day, because if you do that, your salt intake changes and your water intake changes. It's easy for you to gain like 5 pounds on the scale in just one single day, and even though that may not be fat, it could seem like fat to someone who doesn't really understand their body or how weight loss works in the first place. So this is called the DARA Body Compositioning Scale by FitTrack. It helps you track things like your visceral fat percentage, basically excess fat that you have on your body. It can help you track your water or your water weight, your muscle mass, fat mass, as I just mentioned, your weight overall. This could be really helpful for some of you guys and for myself included. If you want to get the best results when trying to weigh yourself, it is best to do it after you use the bathroom, first thing in the morning when you wake up, before consuming any liquid or any food. It sends electrical impulses through your body to be able to get all this fitness information for you. And it is also Bluetooth, so you can hook it up to your phone, and then that is where you'll get all the detailed insights carbohydrates. I will list all of the information to the scale down below in the description. The weight that may reflect on the scale could also contribute to a certain type of diet that you have. For example, if you were on the ketogenic diet and you decide to have cheat meals and you decide to go astray from the ketogenic diet, you will most likely gain back a lot of water weight, because when you are on the ketogenic diet, your body isn't retaining a lot of water because you are not eating a lot of sugar or carbohydrates. And in addition to that, you're also losing a lot of salt, especially if you are exercising and sweating on top of this, because you are lacking carbohydrates in your diet. So as soon as you introduce them back into your diet, it will appear that you have actually gained weight on your body. Now that you have had a cheat meal and you are deciding to get back on track, what do you actually do after a cheat meal to keep losing weight or to start losing weight again? Number one, try to decide why you went on a cheat day in the first place. Now, there is the circumstance of the holiday season and just having a get together, but also realistically look at your diet before you went on the cheat day and look at your portion sizes and if the diet that you are doing is actually sustainable. If you are having frequent cheat days and you find yourself kind of being in this loop of cheating or having cheat meals, one thing that you can do that may help some people is having a designated cheat day every 2 weeks or throughout the week or on the weekends. And if that helps you feel less restricted, then that is something that you should do. Another thing that you can do to make sure you don't necessarily mess up your weight loss goals by having cheat days is by portion control. So if you want to eat one cookie and you feel that urge, then go ahead and do that. But make sure you don't eat a box of cookies. Give yourself something where you can handle that craving and kind of get that taste out of your system, but not necessarily be in an extreme calorie surplus. Next thing that you can do while trying to lose weight and still incorporate cheat days or even after a cheat day is by planning them out. So I'm making this video right before Thanksgiving or just right before the holiday season. And I know a lot of us are probably going to just eat whatever we want to during Thanksgiving, and that's fine. That is an example of planning out your cheat days and preparing to be able to eat whatever you want, but also planning to get back on track after. As I mentioned, having cheat days may be associated with social events or just being in a social climate in general. So one thing that you can do to help yourself from having a bigger cheat meal than expected is by eating beforehand or filling up and drinking water. Especially if you're the type of person who likes to intermittent fast like me, I usually eat something right before I actually have my meal at the restaurant, probably like on my way. I'll usually have a protein bar. I am about to be driving for about like 40 minutes to an hour, which is why I got this, and I'm going to go out to eat, so I don't want to overeat, and this will kind of, you know, not make me hangry. I find that when I eat when I'm super hungry or when I go somewhere where I'm super hungry, I usually overeat and overspend, so I'm trying my best to not do that today. And this is because usually if I'm intermittent fasting for a long time, I don't really know exactly what is in what I'm eating, and I don't want to hurt my stomach while breaking my fast. But in addition to that, usually when I'm super hungry, I think about everything that I can eat, and then once I break my fast and I actually eat something to keep me satisfied, like some nuts or a protein bar before actually eating. Another thing that I personally do to be able to have cheat days or cheat meals and keep losing weight is by incorporating food substitutions. So usually if I personally have a lot of processed carbs, I start to crave them more and I don't even realize it. Like if I have a slice of processed bread or something like that, I'll just go on this cycle and start to eat a bunch of things that I know aren't good for me. So instead of eating the actual thing I want, I change what I actually want for a substitution. So you guys have seen this in a lot of my videos. I'll usually have low carb bread, or I'll substitute that if I want a sandwich or something like that, instead of actually going to like a fast food restaurant. If I want like fried French fries, I will instead eat baked or air fried potatoes, and that usually helps with my craving. Another thing that I have been recently doing is substituting baked pastries for ketogenic pastries. And no, I'm not necessarily on the ketogenic diet, but sugar allows me to crave wanting it more. So I'll usually eat like ketogenic brownies or ketogenic muffins and pastries, and that helps me get that taste for whatever I'm craving out of the way. But because I'm choosing a healthier whole food option and choosing something that I know isn't going to manipulate my hormones as much or raise my insulin and things like that, like sugar would, it helps me technically eat the things that I want to. However, it allows me to be in a calorie deficit and get back on track, and eventually I stop craving that thing altogether. If you guys are interested in exactly what I ate on my weight loss journey, I do have weight loss recipes down below. If you're not on any type of specific diet plan like keto or any type of low carb diet, another thing that you can do after you've had your cheat meal is to substitute foods that make you feel fuller in the long run. So eating things like whole grains or very fibrous fruits and vegetables can also help you as well, especially if you have some type of sugar craving. You can eat something like watermelon, or you can have things like oatmeal pancakes instead of regular pancakes. That's something that I usually like to do. Another thing that you can try out after having a cheat meal is volume eating, and it has really helped me along my fitness journey because it allows me to eat a large amount in volume, however still feel full but also be in a calorie deficit. Volume eating is basically where you eat a large amount in volume, however the foods that you eat have low amounts of calories. So this includes things like vegetables really and fruits, switching out things like almond milk or oat milk for actual water when I'm making a smoothie, just things that don't have any calories or under 100 calories, and eating a lot of them. That has really helped me after a cheat meal or when I'm trying to get back on track with my fitness goals, because usually if you have a cheat meal that is higher in carbohydrates or processed sugar, you will naturally feel hungrier because of it, and this could really help with your hunger. Another thing that you can do after a cheat meal if you are trying to get back on track is exercise. Now, if you are trying to lose weight or just get back on track with your fitness goals after a cheat meal, it is going to be a little bit difficult. However, exercising will allow you to release endorphins. You will most likely feel good after doing it, even though it is somewhat difficult trying to get back into the swing of things. Usually if you eat a lot of processed food and sugar, your body starts chasing that dopamine or that pleasure feeling that you have whenever you eat these foods. So you can kind of substitute that feeling with exercising and start feeling good again. Exercising also helps you naturally decrease your appetite. Usually I'm less hungry when I exercise versus when I do not. This has been the ways that I have gotten back on track after a cheat meal. Now, it's not easy. You shouldn't restrict yourself too much to the point where you feel like you should have a cheat meal all of the time. Your diet should be flexible enough where you can still eat the things that you enjoy, however, still stay on track. But also taking a break from your diet is not the end of the world, and I hope this video shows you that most likely if you gain weight after you have a cheat meal or a couple of cheat meals just for a few days, it's most likely water weight. The scale is lying to you. If you guys are interested in exactly what I ate on my weight loss journey, I do have weight loss recipes down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.